We are back, folks, on Falling Entertainment here with episode 2 of Snowfall. Welcome back. It's season 1. Yeah, it's been about, what? I think it's been about 9 days since I actually watched episode 1, and then I watched episode 2 the other day. Had some streaming problems, but we're back. Now, obviously, when this gets uploaded, it will actually be July. As I'm recording this, it's the 11th of May, 2025. So this episode is called Make Them Birds Fly. Yeah, and I tell you what, right? So the first part of this episode, um, obviously last time out, Franklin, he's managed to make his money and sell it on. Yeah, and he's going to go back to Avi this episode. But speaking of Avi, all right, we have got Teddy and his man going to Avi. But at this point, Avi, being the drugged up man that he is, he doesn't really trust. He doesn't really trust Teddy and co, right? Well, I say co. He doesn't really trust Teddy, which I can kind of understand. So when they go to Avi, he's just no really, he's no really having it, right? He's no really having it. So they strip down their clothes, and then like one of Avi's guys has like a problem, which prompts him just to basically boot Alejandro and Teddy out the place. And we'll tie in with these guys later. Gustavo, he arrives at the rendezvous point. With Pedro and Luciana. He gives them the money. He's like, well, you know what? I didn't know I was attacking your family, kind of thing. I didn't really know that I was going to be breaking into that house and doing that. And they're like, oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Lucia, but she's kind of putting over the fact that, well, you know what? It's all right. He's never going to find out, sort of thing. And then throughout the episode, we see Gustavo and Lucia like set up um, the drug ring. They walk up through this like building, and then in the closet, through the wardrobe, bang, we have drugs. We've got cocaine being processed here. Take off all your clothes, ladies, because you don't want cocaine getting onto your clothes and all that stuff. Franklin, though, thankfully and luckily for him, when he was waiting at the bus stop, he is he gets a bike. He is now the proud owner of a Honda motorcycle. Well done to you, Franklin, big man. So that's very good for him. Teddy, like I say, he confronts Alejandro on the rooftop, the car park. He's like, I know there was girls in that house, but Alejandro doesn't really admit to it or nothing, so we'll see. But this deal with Avi's been postponed for now. Have to wait and see. Lucia and Gustavo then rock up to the house where Alejandro and Teddy are obviously stationed, right? And at this point, you're thinking, right, is Teddy going to play this cool? How's he going to do it? He kind of puts on this like fake persona with the glasses, lays it on a bit thick, but weirdly enough, Luciana began to like it after being a wee bit, hasty at the start. And then we seen Gustavo, like, not really want to hug, but then he shakes the hand of Teddy, and Teddy getting this deal over the line. He's feeling a bit more confident, and he says he's going to head to Avi. Speaking of Avi's, Yoda, this guy, he was experiencing some problems. Franklin rocks up. Avi's like, you know what? I'll give you more drugs if you take this man to the hospital and get him patched up. So he takes him to the hospital, kind of just dumps him in the middle of the road. Paramedics help him. He then returns. Avi gives Franklin the money. Franklin then pisses off. He goes towards the end of the episode. He goes to the Connect last time out, and she's like, "Oh, I'll give you 30 grand this time." But then there was a few guys like staring him out at the end of the episode, and these two guys are Lenny and Ray Ray. Never heard of them, never seen them before in my puff, but here they are. Teddy rocks up to Avi's place, basically says, pleasure doing business with you, Avi, but we'll no longer be doing business with you. So then Avi's like, whoa, let's not get hasty. Then they walk and talk, they share a drink, and it looks like this wee conversation has got Avi back on board. We did see a few scenes with Franklin, with his... We've seen a few scenes with Franklin and his mum. His mum's like, oh, what's in the bag? He's like, oh, books. And, the girl he's been talking to also, like, took the stuff out of his bag. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing going through my bag? And, she's literally walking down the street or, like dropping coke on the floor. And it's like, gee, I mean, we're not talking about wee bags, man. We are talking about bricks here. So this could have been an absolute freaking disaster. Imagine the police were going past here and they seen this. This would have been absolutely crazy. Meanwhile, though, in the room, we've got a lot of family. Ramiro's like, oh, I've never been traded over the past 21 years. But someone in this room has jobbed me out. And then they drag this guy in. It's like, oh, this guy, man, right here, Javier, he has jobbed us out, man. He has jobbed us out. Obviously, Lucia is getting a wee bit nervous here. And she's like, oh, he's going to be hell bent. Pedro then tells her Pedro tells Lucia they're going to be hell bent on finding the thief and does not want to wait around for them to kill them both. So, again, what's going to happen here? Is this all going to get found out? I mean, what's Gustavo's playing this? Who really knows? I mean, Franklin's already met Gustavo, but it was weird. He met him when he was like the wrestler and he was like signing autographs, so that was kind of funny. But yeah, the episode then ends. Essentially, Ray and Lenny batter the fuck out of Franklin at the side of the street. And again, it's like, it was not, like they take his money in his bag and he's like, don't kill him, don't waste no bullets on him. Obviously, don't waste no bullets on him. That's going to come back to bite them in the arse because eventually Franklin's going to become a big man, and I can definitely see. I mean, I don't know if Franklin's going to drop these two in the next episode, but I could definitely see these two dying in the near future at the hands of Franklin Saint or other people. But I mean, I thought this episode was alright, but I'm not saying every actor in this show, right, sucks, because they don't. But there's not one that really blows me away. Like if you think of a TV show, right, and I know people will be like, oh, but there's multiple mains, right? Gustavo's very boring. Franklin is boring to a degree. Teddy has something about him, but he's kind of like nerdy because he is kind of nerdy. It's like this has to be one of the shows that I've watched where the actual has to have some of the weakest protagonists. It does, and I like the show, and I've only watched 2 episodes of it, and obviously they will grow over time. But Franklin doesn't command a scene. Gustavo always feels like the third wheel in his scenes. As for Teddy, I would say Teddy borderline commands scenes, but I feel like most of them folks are a wee bit boring, aren't they? A wee bit boring. But how did I rate this episode? I'll give this episode a 5 out of 10. I thought it was pretty standard. Kinda here, right? We've already gave you the big pilot. What's going to happen in the future, and there's a wee bit more conversations between Franklin's uncle and auntie, but who really cares about that at this stage of the game? Anyway, folks, that's where we're going to leave it. 5 out of 10 for Make Them Birds Fly. Till next time, peace.